Very good evening to all our family members of Sports Today. We are trying to make a probable 11 for the second ODI between India and New Zealand that will happen at Seddon Park in Hamilton.
In Hamilton tomorrow.
India are down, right? No. AajTak was doing the Bhangra. Everybody was in a chill
We're
mood.
down, but are we down and out?
No, we are not yet down and out, but AajTak is doing the Bhangra. Everybody is happy. People are jovial. So, it's a normal world out there. India may have lost the first ODI by not able to defend 307. Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Shubman Gill, just a recap of the first game, what happened. Shreyas Iyer, Shubman Gill, Shikhar Dhawan all made 50s.
All amongst the runs.
All amongst the runs. Rishabh Pant failed, Surya Kumar Yadav failed, Sanju Samson, again a middling kind of an innings.
But again, played just around the strike rate of 100, I believe.
36 of 38, just under
100.
Then you had the bowlers, Arshdeep Singh and Umran Malik both got a debut in that game.
Yes.
And Umran Malik was the star with 2 wickets, bowled with good pace. He touched, I think, 153.1.
His first over itself.
Very pacey.
Just the 2 deliveries that were under 145, I believe. The rest were all over 145.
90 miles per hour. And he really troubled Kane Williamson.
He did.
But after that, unfortunately.
Got a couple of breakthroughs. But again, leaked some runs towards the end.
221.
Yeah.
That was the problem. 221 run partnership. Record partnership between Tom Latham and Kane Williamson.
Williamson got lucky that day.
Yes, but Tom Latham, chanceless innings, and the momentum swung when 25 runs came of Shardul Thakur's over.
Yes, that over really
91 of 66 which was needed. After that over, 66 when needed of 60. Walk in the park, and it's not going to get any easier, folks.
To ensure that it's not a walk in the park at Hamilton now, let's see with the Team India make changes, and let's see if we end up making those changes here.
And remember, it is not going to be a walk in the park for the simple reason that New Zealand have lost only, but unfortunately since then, India have won only once against New Zealand in Seddon Park. 13 years ago under MS Dhoni's leadership, India won in Hamilton, but apart from that, it's been a sorry tale for the Indian cricket team, and it continues the sorry trend for one more reason. If you had noticed the 2020 series, which India were whitewashed 3-0, what let them down? The bowling. And it is the same bowling which has given us issues in the first ODI.
Did well in the T20 series.
That's what I said, from the high of the T20I, but suddenly you got to the low of the ODI. Because look, Yajurved, although I have always...
Very raw, still very raw.
I have always argued against his inclusion because I felt he's not been tested enough. We always get very excited with pace, raw pace. That's why I've been against Umran Malik, but he showed that he has the temperament. But India played with only 5 bowlers in Auckland.
Three pacers including Shardul.
Yes.
3.
And you had Washington Sundar and
Yuzi
Chahal as your spinners.
So only 5 bowling options. I think that'll be the area that India would want to address in the second T20. Always good to have a 6th bowling option.
That is the main debate of our playing 11 today. Is India going to play with 6 bowling options? Because look, with 5 bowlers, New Zealand chased on 307 and 47.3 overs, and that ground in Hamilton is ridiculously small as well. 55 meters, the square boundaries. It's not going to get easier. Yuzi Chahal has struggled in ODIs in New Zealand, and that's an issue that we have to address.
And he could be targeted.
Yep, he will be targeted. So let us
before we go ahead, Sid, sure, many of our family members saying that there's some issue with the video quality.
It is,
okay.
But it is improving. There has been
improving, so stay on there.
Big network outage here. Big outage. So let's see. Now, let me get to the very easy part first.
You've given the tougher part to me, I see that.
Can't help it, bro. Because, look, it's the luck of the draw. I drew the toss coin and I said to Harshit, heads I win, tails you lose.
Right.
So, in the end, he got the better end of the stick. So, number 1, obvious. No changes.
Shikkidi.
Yep.
Okay, the handwriting's improved, Sid we?
Dhawan, indeed.
Love that.
And the opening combo, his partner will be obviously. Shubman Gill.
Yes. India's blue-eyed boy.
Yep. Okay. Now this conundrum. In the previous match, what we argued was that Rishabh Pant or Shreyas Iyer at number 3 or 4. or number 3 or 5? The simple answer was that if Shikhar Dhawan got out first, then Rishabh Pant would come in.
Yeah.
If Gill got out, then Shreyas Iyer will come in.
Yes.
So I will, for the benefit of the team composition, I will say, let me put Shreyas Iyer in at number 3.
Okay.
Okay?
And Pant becomes the automatic entrant at number 4 then. Okay then. All right.
Sky. That
Why not bat Sky deep?
deep as in where?
You can bring him later. He's anyway used to scoring at a high strike rate. He likes taking on bowlers. He likes to
But in the ODI, look, see, the ODI dynamic is totally different.
Of course it is.
I would say where Surya has gained massive prominence, it's at number 4 or number 5. Max.
But in
his
T20
career.
format,
T20
we're
format.
yet to see him
Yes.
bloom in the kind of way that we've seen him bloom in the T20I format. Yet to get going in ODIs.
Yes. I think he is somewhat of a conundrum when it comes to ODIs because we know he can be the best, but he's somehow not gotten to that best in the ODI format.
Yes.
T20Is, it's been a phenomenal year. 1,200 runs.
It's a format he's owning right now that we know for a fact. But ODIs, again, it's a different video. It's a different conversation altogether. What's it about Sky in ODIs that doesn't get him going?
And the worst part is, see, there are two schools of thoughts in this. One is Surya Kumar Yadav is your go-to player in only T20Is.
But I have a feeling
Shreyas Iyer is your go-to player for
ODIs. Absolutely. Shreyas Iyer, in fact, for the benefit of our viewers and our family members, just to talk about a little bit about Shreyas Iyer and why he is not just seen as India future captain.
Yep.
But also he is Mr. Dependable when you talk about his format, his form in the ODI format. He's only gotten, I think it's just been twice that he's not managed to score in excess of 50 runs. He's been scoring so well over the last 10 innings that's to say he's been getting 50s in major matches, in big matches, and the man looks in form. He looks at home when he's playing in the ODI format.
And if you want to look at the short pitch bowling, okay, Lockie Ferguson, Tim Southee, Matt Henry all targeted him.
They did.
But how did he respond? He just managed to score runs. And that is why I said from now till this point in time, give Shreyas Iyer a long rope when it comes to the ODI format. Now look, don't judge him on T20 and IPL form now. Just don't. Play him and judge him according to the ODIs that he plays in bilateral series.
He's going to be in the reckoning, and we know that. We are of course looking at
but the unfortunate thing is he is your backup for a certain Mr. VK, the king, Virat Kohli.
The things become complex, and it's not just with regards to the top 5. It's with regards to, let's say, your captain for this ODI series as well. There's again a lot of talk whether he should be there. Ravi Shastri saying, there's a lot of talk about Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. You forget that this man's also got very good runs under his belt.
I will echo some of the sentiments that Ravi Shastri and some analysts have made about Shikhar Dhawan. That man has not gotten his due.
He is not. He is the prime factor behind your 2013 Champions Trophy
absolutely. The man for ICC events.
Be
it 17, be it 2015, be it 2013, 19, he hit that century against Australia.
He's been India's highest run scorer in ICC tournaments. All of these that he's featured in and all those that you enumerated. Again, and he gives you that left hand right hand combination as well. It's a mystery in many ways why he's not in the reckoning for a while now. But he's back again with this busy schedule. What's happened is we saw Mohammad Shami return. We've seen Shikhar Dhawan come back as well.
But there is one major issue in this. Okay, there was one stat pointer, one of our family members in the game in Auckland. India played out 154 dot balls. 154 dot balls. That means 25.4 overs you put it out as maidens. 24.2 overs you managed to score 306. That's where I think a difference of 70 to 80 runs comes into the picture. And as we saw in Auckland, it was way under par. The New Zealand and Shikhar Dhawan has a problem.
At the halfway stage, that's what you and Nikhil were talking about. That this is an under par score.
Yes, and New Zealand bowled with tremendous discipline.
Yes.
And they got that discipline because primarily I think Dhawan sometimes just
Takes
can't
too long.
get that acceleration going in the
Takes
middle
too
overs.
long. Takes too long at times. But again, that's the conundrum for the Indian team management here. Do you want somebody who's dependable and can give you good starts, or do you want somebody who just gives you, who plays that aggressor role and gives you a solid, a blistering start?
Okay. Will you take 114 or 147 balls, or will you take a 50 of 27 balls?
I take the latter.
50 of 27.
Yes.
There's
I'll
a
tell you
reason. There's a reason why I said that 114 or 147.
Yeah.
You would know it.
Yes.
Sachin Tendulkar hit his 100th 100.
Yeah.
But 114 or 147. That played a role in India not getting 30-40 runs extra in that game against Bangladesh, the Asia Cup 2012 encounter.
Yes.
So, India will have...
Gwalior was it?
No. Mirpur.
Gwalior was
200.
200.
The second
yes.
cricketer in the history of the game to get 200 in an ODI. Second cricketer, first male, second cricketer. Belinda Clark got 209 in 1997. So this is one problem area that we have to plug in heading into 2023.
Yeah.
Every match that we are going to say about ODIs now, one vision is on 2023. Gill again might be a backup.
But again, you've got to put those blinkers on every time you look at a series, because you can't be saying I've got one eye over here and one eye at 2024. You can't make that mistake.
The mistake also, don't judge them by the results in New Zealand. Why?
Why? Conditions.
You're going to play most of the games in the Asian
This
subcontinent.
is why all the series that you play at home now will be very important.
The Bangladesh one.
Yes.
That's
very, very important.
So, okay. Pant will be your keeper as well.
Yeah. But I still feel Pant will be that floater for the... See, we've seen this thing with this Indian setup now for a while now. They like that left hand, right hand. We saw Aksar bat out of nowhere in that Pakistan game in the T20 World Cup. Nobody was expecting him to come up, but he did. Again, Pandya wasn't set. Yes, India had lost wickets. Perhaps the idea was to, just save Pandya for the latter stages. But I still feel, even though we've put him at number 5, I think he's going to be that floater in this top order.
Floater. Okay, now comes the most difficult part.
Which you've handed over to me.
Yes. Number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And once again,
I think we should go from 11 all the way up.
Arshdeep.
Arshdeep or Umran?
Arshdeep. That left arm option.
That left arm option.
Left arm option, okay?
Okay, I think you will be better off here.
Okay, I'll Arsh. I'll just make it Arsh.
Yes,
okay?
Yes. Because I'll be covering the board otherwise.
Yep. And now at number 10.
See, I think Umran will play. Nonetheless, yes, of course, he leaked some runs towards the end, but again,
he was your best bowler.
We spoke of conditions just a while back. If these conditions mean something for someone in this 11, it's Umran Malik.
Umran Malik, okay.
Because then you don't want to be saying in another couple of months' time that, okay, the conditions were there, but you didn't bowl him. Yes, these are conditions. He would like to bowl. He will probably not get to bowl in these conditions for another couple of months now. So why not play him out right now? Give him the conditions that can get the best out of him. And
but somewhere down the line, I feel Umran's asset is not in New Zealand. It's in Asia. Extra pace on these slow, sluggish decks makes a big difference. I think we can judge Umran Malik's performance based on what he does in Asia. But whether he'll get those chances in Asia, we don't know. New Zealand, I felt it was a tale of two halves. He bowled brilliantly in the first half, towards the second lacked discipline. And that's why that no ball, that 6.
Arun Kumar there has a question for us. He says, why is Pant still there?
I'll come to it later, okay?
Okay, Arun, we're keeping a track of that question.
It is still not yet set in stone. I'll tell you why. Okay, there are two possibilities. So Arsh plays, okay? So you want Umran. Okay, let's give Umran the series then, okay? Umran. Despite all the problems,
you'll need a third
Yuzi
pacer.
still plays.
But what about the third pacer here?
I'll come to the third pacer later, okay? Yuzi still plays?
Yuzi plays, absolutely. Does Kuldeep play is the question.
No, because see, you need a batting all-rounder, a batsman who can bowl or a bowler who can bat a bit.
Yes.
Now that is the reason
No,
why
you need a batter who can bowl because you're looking for that sixth option.
Kuldeep can't do that, unfortunately.
Neither can Yuzi,
Yeah.
but again, with that reputation and the numbers that back Yuzi, and for all that happened in Australia, I think the sentiment is with Yuzi right now.
Yuzi.
So Yuzi will retain his spot.
Yuzi Chahal, indeed.
Yeah.
Now comes the most interesting part, okay?
See, Samson's a given over here.
No.
No.
If you play Sanju Samson,
Then, okay.
you can't get that ball.
Huda. So who else do you get then?
Sundar. You can't ignore Washington Sundar based on what he did in Auckland.
Washi comes over here for me.
No.
Here,
I will say Washi
Shardul.
comes here.
Okay.
Wait. Sundar. Okay. Sundar. Okay.
Right.
And here,
okay. So Chair gets a game after a good couple of months.
this is the only
Even
way.
though I think Thakur will come above.
Above,
Chair.
obviously, because see, what that does
So
is
1, 2, 3, 4 pace bowling options you've got, and you've got 2 spinners.
spinners. You cannot ignore Washington Sundar based on what he did in
Yes.
Auckland.
He would be kicking himself as to why he wasn't sent up the order. And frankly, nobody expected the kind of hitting that we saw from him right towards the end. The way he took on the bowlers
Yes.
was splendid. Operated at a strike rate of more than 200.
Absolutely. So Sundar keeps his spot at 6.
Okay.
Now, if you want to play,
But I think it's a gamble if you play Chahar. It's a must-win game, remember.
you have to get your best bowler in the power play. Swing accuracy, who better than Deepak Chahar? Plus, you got deep batting also. Remember, Chahar won you a game against Sri Lanka with the bat. 67 that he made.
But
Shardul Thakur, that means you got batting till number 8.
you do. But what if we put a slash here
Wait.
and add Samson?
Okay. Now this is where we want to say, what about Sanju Samson?
Yeah. It's a question that's
It is
popping up
very,
way
it is
too
very
frequently in our
clear.
chats now.
It is very clear.
Yeah.
You cannot have Sanju Samson and Rishabh Pant in the same team.
You can't.
It's impossible.
See,
because then your entire bowling composition goes for a toss.
Yes. We saw that in the first ODI and it didn't work out.
And again, the Pant Sanju Samson conundrum, you will accuse us, you will say a lot of names, you will call us this, justice for Sanju, everything and all that. But again, they both have not made grounds to be dropped. Number one, that was Pant's first ODI since that match-winning 125 that he made in Old Trafford.
England.
Yes, this one in Auckland.
Yes.
He didn't play the South Africa series.
Yeah.
Because obviously he was in Australia with the core team for the T20.
And there was a mighty good knock by Pant. Mighty good knock.
But how do you drop Sanju Samson? Because he almost got you over the line in that series against South Africa.
Yes.
He did.
He did.
That partnership that he stitched with Shreyas Iyer of 94.
That West Indies series as well. He was good behind the wickets. He was good with the bat as well. So again, it's a tough spot to be in.
It's a tough spot. And if you drop Pant, then
You're
you're
dropping
not
the vice
sending
captain,
the right
by the way,
signal.
for this series.
Yes. But if you want to take the harsh decision, it begins now. So if Sanju has to play, it's there. Please note it down.
And he becomes your
No, wait.
wicket keeper as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yep. That is the only way how it can be done. Okay? Because you cannot play Sanju Samson and Rishabh Pant.
Yes. See, that compromise
But again,
is-
the problem is from number 6 to number 1, how many left-handers do you have? Just 2.
Right.
Washington Sundar and Shikhar Dhawan.
And I think the problem here, where things become a little tricky when you add Sanju there in place of Pant is, Pant can be that floater but not Sundar. He's not
Yes.
done that. You can use Pant as a floater. You can put him at number 3. You can make him open as well. We've seen that happen too. But you can't do that with Sundar.
Sundar has floated around, but in the T20 format. Can't float him around in ODIs.
Yes.
Because it disrupts, and let's not forget, Sundar is a very, very capable bat. Got you a 96 in a test match.
Yes.
And also played a vital role in that test match at the Gaba. Remember?
Yes, of course.
He and Shardul Thakur. 123 in partnership.
Yes.
That is the main reason why I will say that Sundar can be that finisher in this current squad at this point in time.
But aren't we jumping the gun here by giving him the tag of a finisher? In this team, by the way.
In the current series.
In the current series, yes. I think that's fair for us to mention before somebody clips this out and trolls us.
For this series, make Sundar your
finisher.
Hardik Pandya.
Yes.
In that sense.
Yes.
Because Sundar, he bowled well. He was one of the few spinners who bowled well in that game in Auckland. Chahal struggled, but Sundar was accurate. I can't see Sky being dropped. I'm sorry, there are many suggestions coming that Sky be rested and Sanju comes in. But why?
See, I'll say why you should suggest rested should not be the word for Sky here, because see, the thing is, given the form, given the momentum, you've got to have solid reasons. Resting, nah, but again, Sky will be included and we know that.
I am just saying, the problem is, what I am saying is, Sanju can't bat at 5 and 6 in the long run. I'm sorry. If BCCI has told him, hone your skills, great. Hone your finishing skills, fantastic.
That's by his own admission, by the way. Yes. He said that I've been told to be the finisher.
But you're wasting him at 5 and 6. Why? For the simple reason, Samson, for most of his career, he's been up here. Number 4 onwards. Up.
Yeah. For his franchise, definitely.
For his franchise, he doesn't finish. Level.
Yes, he doesn't finish.
And if you have to take it with a pinch of salt, Samson, on current average and form, deserves to be in the Indian cricket team at this point in time.
See,
but that strike rate in Auckland, very small, but we may be nitpicking, but that is an issue. Shreyas was batting decently, but then I can understand why Sanju was batting at that point in time, because you had lost wickets in clusters. You lost Surya cheaply, you lost Pant cheaply in quick succession.
Yeah.
So you had to rebuild.
Yeah.
And Sanju looked solid. But you cannot play Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson in the same team, because then number 6 to 11 suffers.
Also, I think one of the things that goes in Sanju Samson's way as against Rishabh Pant is the fact that he doesn't throw away his wicket. That's one of the biggest critics for Rishabh Pant, that he tends to throw his wicket away. He doesn't play to the situation. He can and he should, but he throws. That's a tendency we've seen with him over and over again.
That's a worrying tendency. See, Pant hasn't covered himself in glory by throwing away his wicket far too often.
Yeah.
Okay, that 15 that he made, he got an inside edge, dragged it back onto the stumps, but it was a rash shot.
Yeah.
In the other instances also, see, the template that he employs in Test cricket, where he tries to innovate and tries to hit everything out of the park, because the field is in.
But I think that too will be, cracked very soon, I believe.
A better bowling attack could do it.
Exactly. And, some meticulous planning as well. You can set him up if he's taking that chance time and time again, just because, the field is very typical of a Test match field. Yes, it works well for him. He takes those chances and he gets away at times.
See, the problem is what will happen is, look, Seddon Park, the boundaries are 55 meters square. The straight boundaries are about 70 meters. It's a typical rugby ground, okay? Yeah. But even a mishit can go for a 6 there. Yeah. And in the previous 2020 encounter that I saw there, Shardul Thakur in particular suffered immensely from Ross Taylor and Latham's onslaught.
Yeah.
Because he was bowling wide outside off, but Taylor just had to slice, and it went all the way for 6 on the grass banks, because that is the length of the boundary. Now Rishabh Pant, it is a very, very interesting situation, because look, you can't drop Pant based on this performance in Auckland for a simple reason. His ODI performances prior to that in 2022, South Africa tour and the England tour were really, really good. At that point in time, Sanju has always played when Pant was not there.
Yeah.
West Indies, Pant wasn't there.
Yeah.
Ireland, Pant wasn't there, but because he was in England.
Pant was in England.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is very clear, if you want to play 6 bowling options, either of Sanju or Rishabh Pant has to sit out. There is no way you can fit in 6 bowlers if you get Sanju and Rishabh both in. And the problem is with Sanju, if you get Rishabh Pant in this, 1, 2, 3, 3 left-handers. Out of 7, if we have to look at it, 7 I'm including Deepak Chahar also. 4 right-handers, 3 left-handers.
Yeah.
It is an ideal kind of a batting composition that you would have dreamt of in the T20 World Cup. Because how many left-handers were there in the Indian team in the T20 World Cup?
Just one.
That too way down.
Way down.
And that too much later.
Much later.
After Zimbabwe. After the Zimbabwe game, you had one left-hander.
Yeah.
KL, Rohit, Virat, Surya, Hardik. That's it. That's your 5. Cast in stone.
Yeah.
The broad consensus here is that you cannot play Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson in the same team.
Yeah. Because, again, it just...
Yep.
The balance. The team loses the balance.
Exactly. So, yet again, I'll echo Hardik Pandya's words here yet again.
Hard.
It's very hard because of logistical and strategic issues. You cannot play certain players. There is far too much competition in the wicket-keeping slots and it hurt India. Why? Rishabh Pant, Dinesh Karthik. Until the last moment, until the Zimbabwe game, you don't know what to do with DK.
Yes.
And it happened.
And
it showed chaos.
And then the changes came up the following games.
Far too many experimentations have happened and that is why...
No, but this will be a good experiment to do.
I would say
it's hard.
This experiment
it's
if
harsh,
you lose the ODI.
It's harsh that, of course, if you're naming Rishabh Pant as the vice captain of the side, then you're looking at a leadership role for him going forward.
Yep.
He's already the captain for the Delhi Capitals. He's captained India a couple of times. He captained in the whole of the South Africa series
2-2
as well.
which they ended in a draw. Yeah.
Which 2 each, which ended in a draw. So yes, that is going to be really harsh on Pant for him to be the vice captain, and that will be a deviation then for the BCCI to not be looking at Pant with adopt that or take up that leadership role going forward.
Yep.
And look forward, but because then they'll have to look for a new vice captain as well. If this works out for you,
yep,
then you'll have to groom someone else to be the vice captain who exactly has to be and probably be this guy then.
Yep.
Because
so let us just finalize our. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Yep. Let's just finalize our 11, and I am very, very sorry. I'm going to offend a lot of people here. But wait. Yeah. Okay.
I think we should just put a slash there and add Samson as well. Because, see, the message or what we've sort of come to is that both can't play together. And you can disagree with us or agree with us. Yep. We'd want to take your comments on that. Yes. But one thing's for sure that these two cannot play together.
So, my playing 11 for the Seddon Park ODI that's going to happen tomorrow. Shikhar Dhawan, Shubman Gill, obvious. Shreyas Iyer, obvious. Sky, I would just say persist with him. I'm going to go with Rishabh Pant. Primarily because he's your vice captain also, and at the same time, you need the left hand, right hand combination also. Sundar keeps his place because of his exploits in Auckland. Instead of somebody else, get Deepak Chahar in if you want a bowling option. Yeah. Unless the Seddon Park wicket is considered to be a slow, low turner. Chahar,
Kuldeep,
Hooda.
Yes, your batting option.
Hooda. Deepak Hooda comes in at that point.
Because again, the thing again, you bring in Kuldeep, yes, he could be handy with the ball, more than handy rather, but with the bat. And by the way, in that last T20 we saw from Hooda, he picked up 4 wickets.
4 wickets. But again, that was the New Zealand players throwing their wickets away. Chahar / Hooda. Thakur, he keeps his place because he's just come back to the Indian cricket team after a long time. UC Chahal holds his place because he's not had a long run. Umran Malik and Arshdeep Singh. That is what I'm going to go with. If you get Hooda in and drop Washington Sundar, I'm sorry, then you have totally lost the plot. I'm very, very sorry if that happens. So this is hopefully our agreed upon playing 11. But I know most of our family members will now start trending justice for Sanju. But I think we have not discredited either of Pant or Sanju Samson's contributions. You can roll back the tape. We have not said anything outwardly negative against Sanju or Pant. It's just simply that if you want to play 6 bowling options, these two can't play together. Simple.
And that's the learning, that's the takeaway for India. From an Indian standpoint, you lacked the 6th bowler, you didn't have it, and you'll possibly, because you don't want to be losing this series, you want to be drawing level. So for you to do that, at least for the second T20, I have a strong feeling that they will keep 6 bowling options, and they should. Because that's where, again, in a high scoring match, you need options at times, because the bowlers get taken on tomorrow as well. The square wickets aren't really going to be helping the bowlers' cause anyway.
Yep.
Which is why you would probably want those options as a skipper with you. And
but I really feel for Sanju, because look, he's not done anything wrong to warrant not being selected.
Yeah.
But Pant has also not done any wrong in the ODI format. T20Is, he's been given a long rope. I think he's burnt that rope very badly. Yes.
Yeah.
Because whenever the chances have been given, he's not capitalized.
One thing that works in his favor.
Left-hander.
The reputation of taking bowlers on.
But he can't live on that reputation alone.
You need numbers to back you as well. And
yes.
I like what one of the family members has said, that it's a myth how left-hander, there's a lot of preference being given to left-handers, and we can tell you for sure that it seems like we're speaking very highly of left-handers and we're sugarcoating left-handers, but having that combination really helps.
Okay,
it does disrupt.
Who top scored for New Zealand in that game in Auckland?
Latham.
And who's Latham?
See, that's not to say that a right-hander, in case, that's again not to say that a left-hander is a better batter than a right-hander. That's
there is a different edge to it.
And again, for the bowling side, it becomes difficult to adjust their line time and time again. If you have these right-handers coming at you, then of course you stick to the 4th stump, 5th stump line or whatever. Then the block hole, etc., etc. But when there is a left-hander, then you got to shake your lines up a bit, change things up, and that's where the word rhythm, that's where it comes into play then.
Yep. So I'll just take a few comments now. Mr. Raj, why mixing formats? We are not mixing formats. If you want to have your best batter in the team, you need Iyer and Surya playing. Yeah. They are your ideal backups.
Well, not the best batter in the ODI format. Yes, you could question us on that. That, of course, in this lineup looks like Shreyas Iyer to me.
Yes.
But definitely the man in form and somebody who merits a place in some way or the other.
Yep.
And it will be too big an experiment to exclude him.
Yes. So that is the reason why I'm going with that. Durgesh, just stop somewhere here. Pradeep Shiva's son, Samson should be. Samson should be given. I missed that. Yeah. Samson should be given a chance since Pant is playing Bangladesh series. Samson should be given a chance now, have batting till 8. Why do we need a floater? Pant has been given a lot of chances. Pradeep Shivalsan, simple. We do not know how many chances are much. Do not go into all that, because we analyzed a lot of things.
Yeah.
But in the T20 World Cup, it just did not work. Classic case in point, Dinesh Karthik. You picked him on IPL form, it backfired spectacularly, and I still maintain it. You could not have picked DK on that form.
I disagree with Sid on that. I think he very well deserved a place in the playing 11 DK. That's what the IPL is for, not just for talent, not just for scouting purposes.
IPL is just for bilateral series. If you perform well in bilateral series, then do well in the World Cup. That's the progression.
But he was doing relatively well in the bilaterals.
He didn't get much chances.
But who was the second best finisher then?
Hardik Pandya.
But then you didn't have anyone else batting or to perform that role, otherwise, because Hardik Pandya, remember, he batted up the order for Gujarat, and that's what you wanted to do with him as well. You wanted Pandya to bat up the order at times. He never batted lower than number 5.
But DK was a big.
He was a solid number 5 over there. He always batted at number 5.
See, he played a total of just 10 balls.
Yeah.
Prior to the World Cup. That's it. But that was because your batting was firing.
Yeah.
And you're looking at DK for only bad days.
Yes.
What about the good days?
Only yes. See,
when the good days come, DK is gone.
Yes.
The utility is gone.
That's for every finisher, so to say.
Yep.
That's what the format is like.
Arun Ramachandran, ouch, give Pant 1 year rest. No, Arun, that's been too harsh. Durgesh, Shubman Gill, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, Sanju Samson, Hardik Pandya, Washington Sundar, Deepak Chahar, Siraj, Yuzi, Arshdeep,
But he's talking about the World Cup then.
my 11 for ODI World Cup. Okay,
it's a different conversation.
There's no Sky in the team. Washington Sundar, no Akshar Patel, Deepak Chahar, Siraj, Yuzi is there, no Kuldeep. They are saying play the Kulcha duo. There was one of the comments who said play the Kulcha duo.
Again, I can possibly imagine that happening in the Bangladesh series perhaps, or let's say bilaterals in India, but not in these conditions.
Yep. Why rotation policy not applies on Rishabh? I think Shubham Sharma, he wants to play most of the games that is there, and that is why I feel
also,
that
age is on his side. So possibly he can afford to take.
He's your only all-format player. Well, Ashish Tripathi, Rishabh Pant is a very good player. Simple. You may disagree or you may not want to agree with it, but Rishabh Pant is a very good player.
There's no doubting his credentials, his potential.
Yes.
Still early days. He's already given us a lot that we will cherish for the times to
Ashish
come.
Tripathi, who won us the series in Australia?
In
Gaba. And you all still call that the greatest moment ever in Indian cricket history. Who won it? Rishabh Pant. Who hit 125 and won us the ODI series in England? Rishabh Pant. Public memory is short. Public doesn't know everything.
Also, that was a mighty good knock. Again, you can open the scorecard and you will see that.
No.
But it was the nature of that knock that was very impressive. Very impressive.
Public will say, "Arey, flat wicket." There is
bowlers
were not much of England of quality. Boss,
you can't say that.
Everything can't work.
Reece Topley was giving you all the troubles.
Got rid of Virat Kohli cheaply in that series. Yes. Enough said. Naman, Pant, last 11 innings in ODI, 481 average. If you don't mix formats, he has done well in ODIs. Naman, that's what we are arguing. Both Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson have not done anything wrong. But such is the competitive nature.
See, and that's been the thing with Indian cricket. You know, it's not the first time you're finding it difficult to adjust a player of Sanju Samson's caliber. We've seen that many a times in the past. So the classic case, let's say, also being that of DK. He was nowhere in the scene as long as MS Dhoni was around. No doubting his ability and everything. Look at the fact that he transformed himself, made a roaring comeback into the setup. But again, it's just one of those things that you don't want to face, but that's part and parcel of the job, and that's what professional cricket in India is all about.
Okay, Super Saiyan, if you're playing Pant regular in T20 and ODI on the basis of test performance, why not drop him from the test on basis of poor performance in T20? Arey Baba, but Super Saiyan, where has Pant failed in tests that we have to drop him? Just dropping him for the sake of dropping him? Nahi, yaar, aisa nahi chalta hai. Okay, Austin does sits are happy with your fan instead of thanks Austin. Instead of questioning Sky are 24 and 2022 ODIs, we are questioning Pant who averages. Mixing formats, I think most of our family members are mixing numbers, and Austin Kuna has given us a good perspective on that. That is why I said don't mix formats, don't mix numbers, look at everything in isolation, please. Look at everything in isolation. What happens in the New Zealand series bears very little semblance for India, because you will be judged on the basis of performances in Asia. Asia Cup in Pakistan, India Bangladesh, India Sri Lanka, which will happen. Oh yes, the glorious days of India Sri Lanka bilaterals is coming. I'm shedding tears of joy.
I don't know. This is.
I'm shedding tears of joy because this aankh meri fadak rahi hai. That's why I'm saying it's Dhanushel. Dhawan will be a liability in 2023 World Cup, as Rohit Virat also anchoring batsmen and aggressive open. Dhawan plays 20. India will be 20-30 runs short. Dhanush, I don't disagree. With that.
What are you saying? I'm sorry.
Dhawan will be a liability because Rohit and Virat are also anchoring batsmen. We need an aggressive opener.
Is he alluding that we can possibly have Kohli open for India?
No. You have to play him at 3. You have to. But again, he's arguing that Rohit and Virat also are anchors. There's no X factor like how Adam Gilchrist was.
But again, so there's, and I'd like to just spin the situation. What did we see? What were these indications that we saw from Team India in the World Cup? They didn't have confidence in their batting, which is why they played Ashwin.
But Prashant Singh, okay, how Gava win, how is my point?
And why Dhawan's case becomes extremely strong in the present scheme of things is because we all got to see all over again that KL Rahul, for all the class that he oozes with, he's a
big game average
yes,
of 9.
and big tournaments he's struggling, he's failing to keep his nerve,
Yep.
which is why Dhawan becomes an asset, if you ask me, and not a liability.
Yes. So Prashant Singh, I am not discounting Shardul, Gill, Sundar and Sundar contribution. I am just saying Pant in that 4th innings, India never chased 300 plus successfully in Australia.
Yeah.
Who made it possible? Rishabh Pant and Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill's onslaught on Mitchell Stark set the base.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you have excluded one more name, Cheteshwar Pujara. Why not? Yeah. So that's about it. This Sanju Pant debate will never end.
It's a raging debate.
Because numbers will be thrown, but context will be missed.
It's one of those debates, just like the Messi Ronaldo GOAT debate. Who's the GOAT will never end.
It will never end. Even after this World Cup, it's not ending.
It's not ending. Well, if there's a trophy
not happening.
If either of them ends up getting their hands on the trophy, I think it will be put to rest in some way.
Yes, no. It will be put to rest.
In some way. But again, there will be those who will continue to argue.
World Cup is the pinnacle.
Yes.
Maradona and Pele are the greatest of all time because they won World Cups.
Absolutely.
And they have also won club tournaments.
Yes. Which these two also have.
But that WC winner is missing. That's why I rate Zidane also greater than the rest. Because he's won World Cups.
Yes.
One World Cup. He's only won one World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow, second ODI, New Zealand versus India at Hamilton Stadium Park. We'll be there live. We'll be doing every single analysis and hopefully India can stay alive. Because we don't want the third ODI to be a dead rubber.
We don't.
Yeah, ODIs and dead rubbers just don't make sense anymore. So
too long a dead rubber to endure.
Yes. So very, very important game. Remember, India have not won in Hamilton since 2009. And one hopes that 13 years later, the jinx ends. So we at Sports will bring you all the latest information. Don't forget, FIFA World Cup is also going. Poland versus Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
France versus Denmark at 9:30. But the big game,
match.
Argentina, Mexico. If Argentina lose, they are one step closer to elimination. Messi ends his World Cup without a trophy.
Yes.
So let's see what happens. Arshid will be there for all the latest updates on that, and I'll be back in the morning for New Zealand versus India. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest
Don't forget that.
Press the like, comment and share button. We are also
the bell icon as well. Do all of those things, please.
Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye. Vanakkam. Good evening.